Hello, everybody. Mike Welsch back again here at Santa Anita with the Daily Racing Form. Breeders' Cup Clocker Report brought to you by Spendthrift Farm. The sun has broken through. The weather is great now. A little hazy this morning during training hours. Hopefully things will stay just this way right through till Breeders' Cup weekend, which is now only a little more than 1 week away. Just when it looked like there was going to be no Breeders' Cup workers this morning, along came Senior Buscador, Didier, and Lane Way, all working within about 2 minutes of one another after the second renovation break this morning. And of course, Senior Buscador, the main story, he is given first preference to the Breeders' Cup Classic this year. Last year, he ran in the dirt mile, finished far back. This year, a little bit more formidable task going up against the best horses in the world, theoretically, in the Breeders' Cup Classic. He did win the Grade 2 San Diego earlier this year, was kind of on the fringes against Grade 1 Company in two subsequent starts. He also began a Pacific Classic at Del Mar. Senior Buscador worked 5/8 this morning. Now, last week, he also went 5/8 from 102, an easy 102. But it was obvious the trainer Todd Filcher had a more serious work in mind today. So put him in company with a Mike Pipey trainee, broke about 5 lanes back, really started to accelerate once he got around the turn. He covered 5/8 at 59-3, but I had his last 3/8 in 35-1. And then he galloped out well, 6 furlongs in 113, eased up 7/8 and 127-2. Well, kind of kept off the rail around the turn. So a lot quicker than last week, so a lot more serious today as we get closer in his final prep for the Classic. But he is, like I said, facing a pretty formidable task. He will be one of the longer prices on the board. Didier's had herself a pretty good year. She's won 5 of 6 starts as a multiple graded stakes winner, but she too up against real tough competition in the filly and mad turf. But she obviously is maintaining that good form, at least from what I saw this morning. 5 furlongs from her in 101-1, and she punctuated with a pretty good, but very long gallop out. The stamina certainly not going to be an issue. Went 6 furlongs at 14-1 and did pull up to going a mile in 141-4, and just a little bit of light asking on that gallop out. So it was a good morning for Didier. Lane Way, even though he won the Grade 2 Eddie Reed in his last start, he still needs some help to get into the Breeders' Cup Sprint. He's the 4th down on the also eligible list. But if he gets in, he showed this morning that he could be formidable if he does make it into the starting gate. What a quick half mile in 47. He did have a couple of targets. He had a Mike McCarthy team that he picked up right after breaking at the half-mile pool, so that kind of helped him, prompted him to go a little bit quicker, but did it easily enough. So a good morning for Lane Way, but still now the connections are going to have to sweat it out to see if they're going to need some help, like I said, to get in. Only 12 horses permitted to run in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. 21 were nominated for the race. Got to see White Barrio again this morning. His final Breeders' Cup work going to be one of the most eagerly anticipated works, I believe, especially after he had a scheduled work canceled or postponed on Monday due to a minor foot issue. But he looked good again this morning, doing his now regular routine, jogged about a mile, galloped about a mile and an eighth, and hopefully he's ready to roll because his work is scheduled here now for tomorrow morning. Had our first sightings today. Trainer Bill Mott's horses were on the racetrack. The Japanese contingent were out on the racetrack. We're going to get to see more and more of that as we move forward this weekend. One horse I wanted to mention didn't work today. I mentioned the other day some of the horses that the works we had that took place here last week. One I didn't mention, but one I really liked was Society for the filly and mare sprint. I just loved her. She went from the 5/8 pole. She was a little rank breaking off. She was well in hand by the rider. I don't know if he took her in hand because she was too rank or she got ranked because he took her in hand. But boy, once she got going, she was terrific. She won her last half in 46 and change, did it easily, was terrific on the gallop out. I saw her gallop here earlier this week. She looked super again to me. So looking for, I guess her final work here will be just a Steve Asmussen maintenance drill. But from what I saw, she's going to be one to reckon with in the filly and mare sprint. So that's it for today. But again, like I've been saying, things are going to really get hectic over the weekend. Just about everybody on the grounds now, and some of those still arriving will have their final Breeders' Cup prep Friday, Saturday, Sunday, And then we'll get onto the turf next week. We'll see the Europeans too. And some of them will probably do so, will blow out as well. Maybe they'll even open up the chute, let them come down that hill too to practice for the Breeders' Cup Sprint. So keep it right here, DRF.com. Best coverage of Breeders' Cup 2023 anywhere on the web.